Revelation 9:16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000, and I heard the number of them.
And the number of the army of the horsemen. The Greek word for army is used only in New Testament, denoting men of war. Greek word for horsemen is only used here, therefore these are horsemen of war. 200,000. 2 myriad means 2 by 10,000 x 10,000 equal 200,000 horsemen. I heard the number of them. John didn't count them, he heard the actual number of them.
Revelation 9:17. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision. This same word vision is used earlier when John is able to have a rare look at the one who is sitting on the throne. Therefore, John again is getting a rare look into what these horses are. This would mean that mankind would not be able to see them, but they will see their effects: fire, smoke and brimstone. Either they are spiritual, or they could be so small that John's vision helped him zoom in to get a closer look at the horses and their riders. Them that sat on them. John describes the riders who sat on the horses having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone. Those who sat on the horses had breastplates. A breastplate is a covering for the chest. Unlike earlier where the demonic locusts had breastplates of iron, these riders had breastplates of fire, deep blue, jacinth, and sulfur is yellow in color, brimstone. Side note: fire, fiery red, is used for cleansing. Jacinth, deep blue, is used in judgment and cloth of protection. Brimstone, sulfur yellow, is used for judging the wicked. Heads of the horses were as the heads of lions. Heads of the horses were similar to, as, the heads of lions. Out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Out of the horses' mouths went out fire, smoke and brimstone. Similar to the destruction that came on Sodom and Gomorrah through fire and brimstone.
Revelation 9:18. By these three was the third part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths.
By these three was the third part of men killed. By these three, that is, by fire, smoke and brimstone, a third of mankind were killed.
Revelation 9:19. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and their heads, and with them they do hurt.
Their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. For the horses' authority is in their mouth, for out of their mouth comes fire, smoke and brimstone. With these third of mankind is killed. Unlike the scorpion's tail, which is used to sting, the serpent's tail is used to hold their prey so that their head can do damage. Therefore, many will be hurt but only third will be killed. Side note: the riders will lead the horses and the riders are led by the four angels.
Revelation 9:20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils, and idols of gold, and silver, and brass, and stone, and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk.
Rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues. This refers to the rest of unsealed mankind, which were not killed by these plagues that came from the horses' mouths, fire, smoke and brimstone. Yet repented not of the works of their hands. They are idolatrous and refuse to repent. Beyond thoughts and words, these ungodly people have still not changed their evil, repented, works that they do with their hands, such as: they should not worship devils. They should not obey or bow down to demons, as a person cannot worship God and demons. And idols neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. They should not obey or bow down to idols, graven images of gold, silver, brass, stone and wood, which don't see, listen or move. They know this, yet they continue to do so.
Revelation 9:21. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts.
Neither repented they of their murders, nor their sorceries. In addition to not repenting for their idolatry, they did not repent for their abuse of self and others, murders, sorceries, fornication and thefts. The Greek word for sorceries can also be translated pharmacies, prescription drugs, medication, vaccines and potions. Babylon used these things to deceive the nations to depend on her, which they did. Nor of their fornication, nor their thefts. The term fornication means breaking or altering the authority structure God has put in place, walking away from God. Specifically desiring other gods to reign over them or practicing those things such as worshipping and giving themselves to them. This includes sexual immorality that is intertwined in these practices, and sometimes includes intercourse with animals. They also didn't repent of their thievery.